Hello and welcome to Hot Commodities. I'm Anisha Gupta and the top headlines at this hour are: the Brent crude prices eased to trade at around $108 per barrel, while the NYMEX stays above $90 per barrel mark after investors booked profits following a rally on Friday. Await more clues on the health of the global economy and demand for oil. Gold prices hold steady as the euro dips against the dollar. Investors continue to pin hopes on more stimulus from the US economy. It's profit-taking across agro-commodities today as investors cash in on the month-long rally in the pack. And the Indian rupee ends the day higher against the dollar today thanks to robust stock market and oil-related bids. We start off with a check on the crude prices, and we have seen the Brent crude oil settle around $108 per barrel mark today after the stellar rally that you saw on Friday. The supply disruptions in the North Sea and the Middle East also are aiding the prices. The crude oil, the NYMEX that is, had gained 4.9% on Friday. Slight decline coming in today, but $91 is holding in the European markets right now. Ditto has been the case with the gold. The prices are trading steady above the $1,600 per ounce mark as investors continue to pin hopes on more stimulus measures coming in from the US and the Europe as well. The slight dip in the dollar also is helping the sentiment today, and that's the green that you can see in the international and the Indian markets as well. For more on commodities then, we are now joined by Shrikant Jha. He's MD PJ Commodity Ventures, and Vijay Bambani is author and CEO BSPLindia.com. He joins us in Mumbai. Shrikant, hi, let me start with you. How would you look at the precious metal prices for today now? 1600 is holding for gold. Silver gained 3% on Friday, kind of trading flat at this point in time. But how do you see the pack ending its day today?
I don't know. I mean, if you look at gold, yes, I mean, it's now on top of the range. It was stuck between 1540, 1640. It's inching its way up. So yes, we would look at buying into it. But if you're looking at a slightly longer term, I still would like to see it break 1640 to say that gold is actually going to start rallying. Until then, yes, you may see it gain a little bit. You may look at it going past the 30,000 levels on MCX, or maybe add another $10 or $20 on the upside. As far as silver is concerned, I think 52,000 is a very critical number. I mean, if it breaks that, it gets a little bearish. And at this juncture, I think you'll probably see it trading between 52,000 and maybe 54,000 or so.
Vijay, what's your sense coming in now between gold and silver? Which one would you want to pick up, given the way we have seen consolidation coming in this pack now?
Manisha, I remain bullish on both, but my view is slightly longer term in nature, and I think clarity will start emerging only after the US elections are out of the way. And even then, I think the trends will not really start unfolding the very next day after the elections. It might be a couple of weeks before things really start to unravel. In the interim, I think 29,250 levels on gold prices for momentum traders and 28,800 odd levels for swing traders need to be supports that should not get violated if gold was to go higher from here. For high-risk momentum players, I think waiting for 30,175 or higher levels would be a better strategy to buy on, because that is when the shorts would get squeezed. They would be forced to cover their positions and therefore lead to a mini spike up, which could take it all the way to 30,400 plus levels. I think where silver is concerned, there's a sizable amount of resistance at 54,750 on the MCX. Unless you see a couple of trading days where closing is above 54,750, I think silver will continue to get sold into at higher levels. And 51,750 to 52,250 levels will be immediate floor for silver at this point in time. So they are pretty much range bound. Although gold, I do feel in the international markets has a goodish amount of support at 1540, 1545 levels. And should it start to trade above the 1633 levels, I think that could be a game changer.
All right, more for gold and silver, and 30,000 rupees per 10 grams is the level our experts are watching out for. Shrikant, what's your sense coming in for crude prices? Because 5% of a gain on Friday and most fundamental factors are supporting the prices here. Are you looking at further gains?
Yeah, actually the spike on Friday is actually holding, and it seems to have given a buy signal out there. So at this juncture we would actually be buying into crude. That's one part of the story. But the other thing is that still again over there, $93, $94 is something that it should cross. So if it crosses that, then perhaps you'll see some momentum on the upside. Otherwise, you see what happens is crude has this habit of, just going up a little bit and then staying in that range. That 5,000 was the level. So what we could actually look at is now, immediate target on MCX would be around say 5,200, and it's able to sustain that, then I think you'll probably see another move on the upside. But then again, I still would like to see that $94 being crossed.
Yeah. Vijay, what's your sense coming in for base metals then? Because most of the policy action data has been done in the previous week. This week now markets are watching out for the China industrial manufacturing numbers or inflation, retail sales, all of that data. So much of the cues are going to come from that.
I agree with you, Manisha. And so far, the central bankers or even the U.S. Fed chairman have actually not announced anything by way of quantitative easing or sizable cash infusion, which the markets are looking forward to. So my guess is industrial metals are likely to get sold into should there be any kind of an upthrust. And currently, what you are seeing, the weakness on the MCX is partly because the rupee has been stronger. Should the rupee get even more strength, I think further declines in industrial metal should not be ruled out. Now, case specific, if I see aluminium August futures coming in close to 103 levels, I would not mind shorting them. I would hold these shorts with a stop loss at 103.75. I would expect to book profits close to 102 or maybe slightly lower. Copper August futures, if I was to get 413, I would be happy to short in small lots. I would hold these shorts with a stop loss at 416, and I would expect to book profits at 408 or 409. Nickel August futures are showing a good amount of weakness, so any kind of an upthrust to 876 levels on an upthrust I would short into, and I would hold these shorts with a stop loss at 881. I would expect to book profits at 870, where is the ruling currently, but should that get violated, my guess is the previous swing low is likely to be taken out in a very, very short period of time, and probably aluminium is heading towards the 856 mark thereafter.
All right, so all sell calls coming in from Vijay, whether it's aluminum, copper or nickel for the intraday market there. But Shrikant, what's your take on that sector? Because we haven't seen much of a gain coming in there. The whole sector, all the 6 base metals are trading in the negative for 2012. Do you see that way the year ending as well?
Yeah, see, I think we spoke about this some time back as well, and none of these metals have actually shown anything in terms of, moving up or whatever it might be, be it copper, aluminum or whatever it is. And even though we had, I think, talk about China doing a lot in terms of buying into all these metals, nothing has really happened. And like Vijay says, I think it's still weak, and I don't see any real buying or any support coming into any of these metals.
All right, so not too much of a hope coming in for the base metals, but gold is still a good buy at these current levels.